Good morning, everybody. Day 19 of the 30-day Law of Attraction Results Manifest. I'm so excited. I can't believe how far we've come. I can't believe the difference that each of us that are participating in this is experiencing in 19 days. The more we get in alignment with our true selves, and the more that we get and stay into the vortex, the faster things happen, and it's really beautiful. Marilyn's video today, fantastic. Very, very good. Very, very good. It's time that all the stigmata that goes along with other people's sexuality goes away, because we have to be in a state of allowing. We can't possibly be truly in our vortex and in a state of allowing and allow things to come into our lives if we don't let other people do what makes them happy in our own minds. It doesn't mean that, necessarily that people go out there and say, and walk up to people and say, I can't believe you're doing this. But in our own minds, I notice sometimes, I noticed that before in my past, especially when I was in my teens, I would walk by people and I would immediately pick out their nasty parts, or the parts that I thought were gross, and say something. Not necessarily right to their face, but to whomever I'm with or in my head. And I noticed that as I get older and better, as Kobe mentioned last night, it's starting to just envision people with their gems on top of their head, instead of looking at their physical body or looking at what they're physically doing. Sometimes it's difficult. The other day, my mother and I went to, I brought her over to the cash advance place that she goes to. And I'm sitting in the truck and I'm trying to meditate because of my insomnia. So I'm trying to just, get relaxed, and I was interrupted. I felt like I was so interrupted that day. Bleh. So I was just getting in the zone, sitting in the truck, feeling the breeze, and relaxing. And I opened up my eyes and I started watching the people that were walking into the place. Lo and behold, I noticed that every single poor American in my town is very overweight. There was not a skinny person walking in this place. In other countries, when you're financially destitute, you can tell by how skinny someone is. Unless, of course, that they're, so obviously rich that they're skinny because that's what they want to be. It really blows my mind. I wanted so badly to get out there and stand there and, as people were walking by, and say, "What are you doing?" So I had to get back into meditation and put it away, and I brought that up because it does have to do with how we perceive other people's sexuality. And when we're really critical of someone else, we tend to be really critical of ourselves. So let it go. I know that a few years ago, way long ago, Sarah's 19 now, and she was a baby. I was going to school at Nassau Community College, and I was in an English class, and we were talking about the subject that we were writing about was gays in the military, and there was a military gentleman in my class, and he got right upset. He was like, violently upset. His attitude about it was violent. Like, he really didn't like homosexuals at all. Severely. And I pointed out, and because that's how I was. Sometimes I can be in the knowing. That doesn't mean I have to say something. But I said it, and my teacher was like, "Thank you very much. I'm glad you pointed that out." I told him that he was probably gay, and that he was resisting it within himself. Because there's no possible way that you could hate someone else for what they want to do that much. And he got, oh my gosh, he was an African American gentleman, and you could see him blush. And I don't know what that did for his life. I have no idea how that changed things, or what. But it's really important, if we're confident in ourselves and we're really accepting of our own experience, and we're really working on the good stuff, and we're making conscious effort to think the better thought and do the better thing, and reach closer to our wants and be more in alignment with our source, then criticism or predetermined attitudes about situations, they go away. They go away. They just go away, and it's much easier. The next time I bring my mother to the cash advance place, or maybe I won't have to, maybe the money manifestations will have come by the time that she needs that extra again, that I won't notice. Maybe all I'll notice is thin people walking in there or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was using my own predetermined idea to attract people there. You know, Cesar Millan said something in a interview with Eckhart Tolle. He said dogs in other countries are really, really skinny, but they're very, very balanced. And it just hit home because I immediately, because whether it's right or not, I attach a lot of human qualities to dogs, and I said, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? So anyway, to get onto, I don't know, could be a long video, guys, I don't know. Last night I went into the room. Charlie, would you like to go outside? Charlie, you have to answer me. Okay, thank you. It is insanely beautiful out. Okay, Charlie's out there. He's gonna suntan. Last night when I went to my room, I went on, I had this lot of fun last night. Oof. Oh my goodness. I mentioned that I would like to have like a video conference to meet people before we actually meet, you know what I mean, and have like the little sessions and stuff, and got quite a response from it. So I'm going to do one tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. The reason I picked that time is because I noticed that group is really, really active in the late evening, early morning. So I'm hoping that a few people will be able to come. I sent out the links. If you want a link, let me know. I think I'm going to put it in a document in the group. This way it's there. You can broadcast your mic and your camera. You don't have to if you're feeling uncomfortable with that. Video is my business, so, and I do it for joy and all that stuff. I do a lot of, this is the way I do it. That doesn't mean it's for everybody, and that doesn't mean that everyone's going to feel comfortable. So if you come on, you go ahead, broadcast your mic, and you're like, oh, you're going to be little. You're going to be like that. Yeah, about that big. You don't have to have the best lighting. You don't have to have headsets. If you want them, that's cool, but I don't have a pair of headsets. There's a chat box and I think I can fit 15 people live. You can come in and out and let other people come on, whatever, and there's a chat box for everyone to talk in. So don't get hung up on it, because I'm not here to, I didn't want to have this meet and greet to make anyone uncomfortable. I want to, it's easier to step out of the box when you're in your own home. And I feel it's necessary. I feel it's necessary, and I want to meet some people. So the only way I'm going to get to do that right at this moment is by using my platform to get to meet you. So I'm excited. There's going to be more, because not everyone's going to be able to be there at 11 o'clock at night Eastern Standard Time. I want to have one, so a few, so that everyone can get on, so that everyone can be there at different times, even if we don't all gather up at the same moment. Because I have a feeling we're going to have a really big party one day, and it would be nice. It would be nice to have seen each other talking live to each other on the computer before we even meet. I think it's going to be fantastic. So I'll put the link in the document. This way everyone can see it. It's 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You click when it says sign in as a guest. That's where you sign in. Just put your name so we know who you are. If you want to be a personality, go ahead and be a personality. Since there is no public area in this conference, you can smoke if you're a smoker. I don't smoke in my videos, but I'm a smoker. I will smoke on the on the conference. Maybe not. I don't know. But I'm just saying, some people smoke, and I don't have any problems with it. Anyhow, last night I get into my room and I get the candles going, and I found a beautiful incense. Ooh. And I'm burning that, and the room is like heavenly. Charlie made a bad choice last night. I got 3 dogs, and I used to sleep with all 3 of them. I don't anymore. Because I chose not to anymore. I just feel like I have a full-size bed, and it's a lot of dog. And I was getting to the point where I wasn't getting very restful sleep. I'm not getting any better restful sleep now, but so what happens is either Dakota gets in the room and I sleep with Dakota, or Charlie and Lucy get in the room and I sleep with Charlie and Lucy. And Charlie made bad choices last night. Dakota was laying on a blanket in the living room, and he went over and sat there and stood over him, growled. He doesn't love Dakota. He tolerates Dakota. And so eventually, because Dakota knows that Charlie is definitely his superior, he got up and started walking around. And I was like, oh my god, really? All the bulldog wants to do is sleep. It's like, really? He sleeps 20 hours a day. There's no doubt about it. And so I opened my bedroom door and I said, okay, whoever wants to go in my room now's a good time. It was like 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, now's a good time to get yourself comfortable, because when I come in there, the door's shut and it's not getting open. Cry me a river. And Charlie's like, I want to keep this blanket. I just got this blanket. Okay, Charles. Dakota saw the door open. He was like, right on. And then he went, oh man, he's so cute. Okay, now that I went off on that, I'm glad that you know that story. I went off on a rant. I sat down, I did my meditation, I set up the candles and burned the incense, and it was so delicious in there, and I was like, I noticed outside that the sky was blue, and I'm like, maybe this is the blue moon, this is good. And I'm like, okay, and I'm like, when I go to bed, I'll put the crystals in the windows to charge them, and I'm doing my thing, and I'm like, I'm going to write, and this is something that I'm going to make a video later with this as a rant, because I want to kind of have it come out nice and flowy. If I sit here and read it to you, it's not going to. But there's something very important in here that I ended it with, and it hit the nail on the head. I'm telling you right now, if there is nothing else, shit, it's so good. I was born for this. Declare something that you want and say out loud. I was born for this. I was born for this. If you find yourself doing something that makes you uncomfortable or gives you doubts, and you can't say, I was born for this moment, get out of that situation. Stop it. Stop. Put your brakes on. Say, wait a minute. If you can't really believe in your heart that you were born for this, then it's not something that you should be doing. Something is going on. You're trying to distract yourself from your source. You don't really want it to be okay. You want it to be bad. You want it to create drama. You want it to be horrible. If you can't stop and say, I was born for this moment, or I was born for this thing, or I was born for this life, then you have to sit down and get quiet and find out what it is you were born for. We did not emerge into this world to do nothing. We didn't emerge into this world to be upset, to be sad, to be destroyed, to be imprisoned, to be hated, to be discontent, to be poor, to be hungry. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I certainly know I didn't. If you're on this group, you know you didn't. You know you didn't. I was born for this. I was born for this. See you later. Bye.